let's talk numbers. Numbers is what this game is all about. Xbox is going to be making a lot of money one way or another, where people, whether they buy the game, whether they buy the $30 upgrade and spend a bunch of money on microtransactions or subscribe to Xbox Game Pass, they're making money. The question is, it's not so much the money. How much of the sub count do you think the needle is going to be moved by this? Because again, it's Call of Duty in Game Pass. Like no one thought that this was actually going to happen, and well, here we are.
So okay, and I'll address the question directly, but let me have a little bit of a, I wouldn't call it a tirade. Let me have a little bit of a, let's take
yours, sir.
A little higher level view here, right? The issue I tend to have with this is usually it seems the wrong people frame the narrative, and then we keep going down the line of that wrong narrative, right? Like just as a quick example, if you check the chat, if you check in the panel here, right, it's all anecdotal, but if you ask yourself why you are a Game Pass subscriber, I guarantee you it's not because of AAA multiplayer like shooters. Like, I mean, I'll tell you, for me, I'm there because of interesting diversity of content, stuff I didn't know I like, and then become really awesome and addicted to it, you know, like that's why I am subscribed. And as long as they continue to give me that diversity of content, you know, and when I mean my diversity of content, a AAA game here, an indie game there, like gems, things you wouldn't know you loved until you tried it. And you're just like, wow, this is pretty awesome. That is literally why I am there. And I'll continue to be there if they keep providing that, right? And I have a feeling that a lot of people, and this is the reason why Hargeet said those numbers don't tend to go down, a lot of people are some version of me. You may be all about the indies. Some people may all be about the kid games. I'm also there because of the kid games, because you know what? Otherwise, I have to come out of the pocket for the damn Bluey game, for the damn SpongeBob SquarePants game,
or the Peppa Pig game. Which, by the way, I got 1,000 out of 1,000 achievements. I'm not ashamed.
Right?
I'm not ashamed to say that I did
that.
But
you know what I'm saying? Like the only when you have kids in the house, they gotta play, right? So I tell you, I watch State of Play, not State of Play. I watch Nintendo Directs to see the next Game Pass drop, because they usually come to Game Pass, right? These are the reasons I am a Game Pass subscriber. And I say all this to say, I feel like the narrative of, oh, if Game Pass isn't successful, if Call of Duty isn't successful in Game Pass, that puts Game Pass and their strategy into question. I think that is a faulty narrative that we all take as serious and then perpetuate or adjudicate it. And I'm just like, that framing itself is wrong, because I could give like the reason why I'm excited to play Call of Duty this time around is because watching it at the June showcase, it looks like they've actually put their foot down and they've done something like really good, right? I'm usually good for the campaign and then I'm out. If you told me that Game Pass would be a Call of Duty delivery device, I could give two shits. I'm sorry, that's my one.
That's fine.
That's right? Fine. Like, and not every. I know a bunch of people who are big into Game Pass, and they're there. Like, I know a bunch of females who are big into Game Pass, and they're there for the cozy games because there's a bunch of cozy games in there, or games for kids, or I have a feeling that is the reason why no matter what the moves and shakes happen in the gaming space, those numbers don't go down, because the reason that got you in there is still the reason why you're there. Right? So the idea that, if Call of Duty doesn't jump in, I won't care whether Call of Duty is there or not. If it's there, I may try it. And I suspect a lot of the people that are part of those numbers today also feel that way. So the only thing that can happen here is it going up.
Yeah.
Right? You hardcore Call of Duty fans may join us. We ain't joining y'all. We're just here. We're chilling. I'm still happy with my purchase. You know what I'm saying? So the idea that, Call of Duty is the big barometer that decides the fate of Game Pass, that is a very disingenuous, I would almost say, and every time I say it, I got to give him credit. I got to TM him. That's almost a hooved take. Shout out to the man, Infinite Umbra. You know what I mean? It sounds like a hooved brother take. I'm sorry. Will it move the needle? I suspect it will.
I
right?
do. Yeah, me too.
Because no matter what you are, whether you're a hardcore fan or whatever, you like your money. And if you don't, you're an idiot. And I don't think you work hard, make your money, and then don't like your money. You like your money, you want to keep your money, and if you're honest with yourself, you'll probably save money by getting the base game in Game Pass and then microtransaction it up after that, right? Because now you got more microtransaction money because you didn't put it into the game from day one. So it's up to you. Look in the mirror. Are you an idiot with money or are you smart with money? That'll determine where you play it.
No, I mean, but
Right?
listen, it's a first of all, I'm
So-
gonna let you continue, but it's a phenomenal point because again, listen, I don't have a PhD, ladies and gentlemen. I don't try to understand other people's psyches, but I'll say this just as a blanket statement: if you're getting an experience like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 in your service that you're paying $20 for, and let's call a spade a spade. I just re-upped because I had 3 months blocked that was left open. I got 3 months for $29.07. So I paid $10 a month. So I didn't pay $20 a month. But so it's fine. But even if you are paying your $20 a month and you love this game and you love Call of Duty multiplayer way back in the days, and somehow or another they have rekindled your excitement to being online and doing the dude bro shooter, you're going to buy the $30 upgrade because you already are getting the game for quote unquote free, as the kids are saying. And then after you buy your $30, because you didn't spend the other $76.43, you're going to be more inclined to buy other microtransactions, whether that be gun skins or actual operators, and they are still getting their quote unquote, full price for the game.
Exactly.
Because someone like me who normally would not spend money in multiplayer and on the Vault Edition have done so willingly.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying, Sanjay, let's expand that, is the framing sucks. Because I think Game Pass is going to expand Call of Duty more so than Call of Duty is going to expand.
Exactly.
Point,
that's why I said
framing. That's the framing we should have.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying we chilling. Y'all either going to join us or you're not. Right. That's what it is. Right. Because we're not here going, ooh, one day if I keep paying, I may get Call of Duty. No. I did not subscribe to 2027 for a dream of Call of Duty one day. No. Right. But for the just so we're clear here exactly how I see its value, I also subscribe to PlayStation Plus, and I see value there as well. You know why? Because even though it doesn't give you the same amount of value or the same kind of games, I love the fact that every time I hear a game that's a cool indie that I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing, it's the PlayStation Plus game of the month. That happened with Animal Well. That happened with Plucky Squire.
Zao.
Right?
Also.
With Zao. Exactly. They are all finding their reasons to exist. And I, as the consumer, I'm like, hey, this is awesome. Right? So on the topic of Xbox Game Pass, right? It can only go up. Right? And of the Call of Duty users that I know, right? Y'all are pay pigs. Shout out to John Wolf. Self-admitted pay pig. Y'all are pay pigs, right? And that's fine. But even pay pigs don't have infinite money, right? So if you want to continue to live that pay pig life, maybe you don't spend $70 and then start pay pigging. Maybe you spend the 15 or whatever, depending on the subscription, the way you get into Game Pass. And now you have more money to turn around and do stuff like that with. That's like me signing up to like a movie subscription service. And now because I signed up to that movie subscription service, I go to the movies for free and then I always buy popcorn. If I had to pay a bunch of money to get in to watch the movie, my kids, y'all are eating popcorn before we go to the movie. But since I have a subscription tier, now we go there. Come on, kids, get some popcorn because I have extra money. It's logical. It makes absolute sense. So the whole framing of that idea of who needs what is a little bit dubious for me. But I do see, this is really exciting because I do want to see how many of the hardcore, well, I call them hardcore, but there are casual Call of Duty players, right? I want to see how many of the people who are die-hard Call of Duty players go, wow, this is pretty awesome. Now I don't need to like invest that much. I can only invest so much. start the game up maybe at the point where I feel like buying it, then I get that Game Pass discount, which is also there that people forget, right? If you are part of Game Pass and you want to buy the game, now all of a sudden the game is not $70 anymore. Now the game is a little less because they give you a discount. These are all the things that are in the mix. I look forward to seeing how much of the needle it moves. I do think it will move the needle, but the idea that it lives or dies, or the Game Pass service lives or dies by Game Pass, I think is a disingenuous and a dubious argument to start with. No, that's just me.
So again, this show is 90 minutes. We're going to go for about another 22 minutes, folks. I got some thoughts and theories. There was a story that broke. I do want to get your guys' hot take on it. I found the story, but you know what? I'm interested, gentlemen, is to see exactly what Xbox does for the holiday, because obviously they want to sell consoles. I understand that it's not the end all business for specifically with Xbox like it is for PlayStation. PlayStation wants to continue to sell you the consoles. They're very old school. Same thing with Nintendo. Nintendo wants to sell 100 million Switch 2s. And I'm sure Sony's going to want to sell 100 million PS5s. There's just no, whether that's a Pro or a regular PS5, they want to get that number. They want to sell them. It's part of their overall big business. I get that. Microsoft has shed that skin of traditional, we have to sell X amount of games, we have to sell X amount of consoles to be considered this is a W or worth us being in the business, because they have opened their borders. They are having their games available to be played pretty much everywhere. And I think that's incredibly important. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that come the holiday, I'm wondering if we're going to see, and Hargeet, specifically me and you have talked about this. I want to know when we're going to see Call of Duty on the box for a Series S at $200. And again, that's the thing. They don't have to give away the game, not at all. You don't have to take a loss on the console and then take a loss on the game. You don't have to do that. You can include a 30-day card of Game Pass packaged in there. Play Call of Duty today, and they'll play Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and then be like, wait a second, this Game Pass thing, $20 a month, and I got Call of Duty, I'm in. I'm wondering if that is going to happen this holiday. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that is another way to potentially shift people over to Xbox Game Pass?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's to shift them over to Xbox, period, right? And Game Pass is one thing, fair enough, but I think it's just bringing them into the ecosystem. Once you're there, you may, as I said, you might be interested in Game Pass, but bringing people over to say, hey, no, Call of Duty is it's on Xbox. Xbox is the home of Call of Duty now, and I think that's kind of important for them to kind of try to do.
Right.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I think by now, usually you've seen stuff. We're pretty close to holiday season now, right? We're what a month away from Thanksgiving. So yeah, I don't know that they're gonna do anything anymore, but because I think by now we'd have kind of heard announcements about here's the bundles that are coming, right? So again, they could surprise us, and something could still come out. But I think by now I would have expected to see some bundles, right? But let's say in a couple of weeks they do show up, with something, Black Friday deals, bundle deals, stuff like that. That'd be great. Certainly they could have discounts on the consoles. I think there's some like PlayStation discounts going on already, right? Where it's down by like $100 or something like that. They need to kind of respond, right? And the lower end, the digital PS5 is getting pretty close to the price of the Series S, and you kind of have to say, well, no, it shouldn't be there. You need to kind of make it cheaper. So I think they need to kind of get there and get you something in that 150 to 200 range. If that 512 is still around, 512 gig, yeah, they should get
drop that to $200, brother, and get it out the door.
Even lower if they can get to 150, right? They were down to like 140, 150 during some of the real sales last year. So they need to kind of come up with some pretty good aggressive pricing. I don't know. I think the new models are all cheaper, right? As far as like the die shrink has happened for them.
Yeah. They shrunk everything. The series, because I don't know if you know who Austin Evans is. He broke both of them
of
down.
course.
He tore them down to its core, and everything's smaller. Yeah.
So if it's the Series S that they also released, right? There's a 1 terabyte white Series S now. If that's also cheaper for them to build, yeah, cut the price, man. Like get it down there. Start to make the case for people to come over. Next gen upgrade.
Yep.
There was also the college football game, right? That was a next gen only.
NCAA 25. Yeah, that was
right. So
yeah.
So that might be a good way to actually, start promoting it, to say, here's a bundle of things. Has that come to Game Pass yet? It has not, right? It's probably going to be early next year.
Yeah.
But those are the kind of things they could start pushing out there to say, hey, in Game Pass, this. And, if you need a current gen console, here you go. Nice and, cheap, get in Series S. I think they need to kind of push that. We finally got numbers of like the Series X is just edging out the Series S now, right? As far as the split in the US, where it was Series S was the predominant. Now it's Series X by like 1%. But that Series S has been the thing that kept Xbox going, right? So push the price down. Like, let's get people in. The lower end price point is what people really like. I don't know how many people care about the power. A lot of people who are on console, they really just want a console to play the games. So I think that lower price point is going to attract customers. It has been up to now. So yeah, let's push that price. I hope they do bundle something with Call of Duty. I haven't seen anything, and I'm kind of surprised that they haven't done that.
Yeah, I
would have
absolutely
expected
agree.
that, but especially with Black Ops 6, it's got all this buzz, all this marketing. Why the heck haven't you? And again, maybe they surprise us and they do that, right? In the next couple of weeks, something comes up. Hey, we're launching our Black Friday, Cyber Monday holiday bundle. Here it is, right? And you can pick this up, and it's going to have Call of Duty, etc. That'd be awesome. Let's get going. But it's getting pretty close, right? So let's see what they do with it. But yeah, I would love to see it. I would love to see some aggressive pricing, both Series X and Series S. They've just done the cost cutting. Let's see them take advantage of it, right? Let's get those prices down.